Hey there, Byron here, and welcome back to another video. Today, we are talking about Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody, Episode 4. So if you haven't seen that episode, I highly recommend you pause this video, head on over to your favorite streaming site, watch the episode, come on back to this video, and click play. Okay, now, I just want to say that I loved this episode. By far, out of the four we have for this series, it is my favorite. And the reason why is because I just found the characters Poochie and Tama in this episode to be adorable. I just don't know how to put this into words. Just every single scene, they just were adorable. Like you just wanted to help them, wanted to smile at them, wanted to defend them. Now that is great character writing. This episode is basically just about Sato trying to get out of the labyrinth and helping as many people as he can. And one way he's doing that is that he's getting Lisa, Pucci, and Tama to be a higher level. Because granted, they're only level 2 and 3, so they're not going to be much help against like level 10 bugs. So pretty much he has Tama and Pucci throwing rocks at them, and then which is the pretty much the first image you see. And after a while, they come across a room with a frog in it, and they kill it. And Lisa is like, "Hello, master. I want to cook this food, cook this frog. Is that okay?" And Sato's like a little reluctant at first, but then just decides, "Yeah, it's fine." So after Lisa's done cooking it, Sato gets the frog meat. He tries it and says, "Oh, it tastes like chicken." But then he looks at Lisa, Pucci, and Tama, and they haven't eaten because, well, nobody told them to eat. And then Sato's like, just smile and say, "Go on ahead and eat. Don't let this food go to waste. You gotta keep up your strength." And the look we get on Tama and Pucci's face is just, I don't know how to put this into words. It is my favorite scene from this episode, and definitely the favorite screenshot I took. Just the sparkle in their eyes, the joy in their smile. I don't know how to put this into words. If you have seen anime, or even even if you've seen this episode, which I assume if you're still watching you have, just how you could not have felt a little bit of joy, or even had a teary eye during this scene is like, I don't even know how to comprehend that. Just I wish I could make that my thumbnail, but that's not going to get a lot of attention. But it is definitely my favorite scene in this episode. They continue on. They find a slime. Sato tries to kill it but fails, and then Lisa's like, "Here, master. Here's how you kill it." And then she just stabs its core and kills it. This kind of shows that Lisa's becoming a bit more independent and a bit more confident in herself, which is something I really find good in a character, especially one who's been a slave probably most of her life, which I don't really know her backstory. I assume we're going to get that later on. Eventually, they come across a room with not a whole bunch, more like, 3 people trapped in like a cocoon-like state from a spider. One of them being a noble who's like, "If we make it out of here alive, you will be rewarded." Another one is a slave trader. He doesn't really say much. And the third guy is the same one from episode 2 who kicked Poochie down. He's basically like, "Oh, I'm not gonna have some stupid demi-human save me. Give me that knife." Poochie's reluctant. Sato goes up and she runs behind him. And Sato's like, "If you're gonna act like that, you can stay down here." And he walks away. This kind of infuriates him and he starts yelling at Sato, but the noble's like, "Yeah, if you don't shut up, I'm gonna burn you to a crisp." And the guy immediately shuts up because he's scared. Eventually they come across, and then they eventually come across and then this literally happens like in the next scene. A room filled with soldiers and Xena, as well as Orna, a priestess. Sorry about that. I don't really know how to put this, but Lisa, Pucci, and Tama were kind of being the strong ones because, they know how to kill the slimes, and these soldiers who are supposed to be expert fighters don't. Sato sees that Zena's in trouble and he saves her again. Yeah, she cannot get out of that heroin role. Not heroin. I'm mispronouncing that, but the damsel in distress. Let's call her that. She cannot get out of that role. And sometimes I'm thinking she's doing it on purpose, because, well, maybe the second time. First time she didn't even know Sato, so. After he saves her, she gives him a hug. We get to have a little heartwarming moment between the two of them. And then the priestess Orna comes up and says, "You know how to kill these slimes?" Sato's like, "Yeah, just hit him in the core." And Sato's impressed, but he says, "Oh, Lisa taught me." And then Orna's like, "A woman?" And all of a sudden, we get to see this little, not a tsundere face, this little face of jealousy on Xena, because she wants Sato all to herself. But it's not really a big deal. After a while, all of a sudden, the demon from the last episode appears and summons and starts terrorizing the group. Unfortunately for Sato, the same undead demon or undead dog attacks him from earlier in the episode. So after he gets knocked down a few floors back to where he first encountered it, and defeats it with the ease because nobody's watching him. He is then like, okay, I need to pick up my weight here and actually help. So he disguises himself and goes back up. Unfortunately for him, once he gets up there, the little eye demon summons his master, maybe like level 60-ish demon, who eats him, but who eats the one-eyed demon, but he's like, he's happy about it because he gets to be with his master again. And this level 60 demon lord is just too powerful for almost everybody. Basically, in the end, Sato just destroys it, just giving him no chance to win at all. Unfortunately, he didn't have a title hero, so he had to use the title God Killer instead, in order for him to use his holy sword. Let me see what else I want to talk about. Yeah, basically, once the demon's dead, we don't really get to see what happens to the Sato's disguise. They basically go back. It's basically the next scene is basically them on the surface with everybody that was captured. Well, everybody that was saved. The slave trader's like, there's somebody that a soldier comes up and says, "There's somebody that wants to talk to you, Sato." So he's like, "Okay." Turns around, starts walking away. He stops. Oh, sorry about that. Turns around to Lisa, Pucci, and Tama and says, are you not coming?" And the joy on their face is just, I don't know how to put this into words. The fact that Sato actually wants them with him, it puts joy in their hearts. The man Sato meets up with is the slave trader that he saved, and basically makes it official that Lisa, Tama, and Pucci are now his quote-unquote slaves, because he doesn't see them as slaves. But he also meets two new slaves that the slave trader couldn't sell. These are Lulu and Aisha, I think is how you pronounce her name. We don't really know what's going to happen with these two characters. We would have to find out in the next episode. And finally, Sato retires the title Hero. Well, that's really all I want to talk about. This has been Byland. Don't forget to click the like button, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's meet in the comment section for a discussion on this episode. Byron is